Hello. My name is King Her. This is what I do. I have 30-minute podcast on YouTube and Spotify, but 10-minute if you're here on social. I post every day at 6 a.m. for YouTube and Spotify, and I record beforehand and other platforms and podcasts and stuff. Anyway, that's kind of the intro getting done. Okay, so hello, King. I'm just here to talk about whatever, really. Give myself some content, make it daily so that I get some sort of schedule going on so that I can interact with, people who, that I might, I don't know, people who might be interested in what I'm doing. I don't know. If anything, it's just be out here in the void of space because it's not like there's, really anything going on for me right now. But it is here, exists. If people are interested in listening and are interested in, what I'm doing, then there we go. It's here. Right now, there's no clear goal with my podcast. It's just more so a podcast so that I can have some content, so that I can start practicing talking, practice making things happen, moving things, schedule, and showing what I can do, what I can bring to the table. Anyways, yeah. So hope your day is going well. Hope my day is going well. My day has been slow. It's like kind of like yesterday. If you watch my previous episode, it's basically kind of like that, but I got more music stuff done. But it basically started off kind of the same. Because of course I'm playing Genshin Impact, but also there's an event that's ending, and I had to finish up everything because I waited last minute to do all the events and stuff. So I finished all the event stuff, and then now that's done. And then after that I ate, and after I ate I got sleepy, so I want to go take a nap for like 2 hours because I slept for like 6 or 7 hours. But basically, and then I woke up like around 4 or 5 or 6, and I was like, okay, time to do music, and that's all I did. I did music. That's basically how the day went, and then now it's like 5. Oh, music, and also worked out a little bit. Moving weights and things like that, and now it's like 11. So I'm actually kind of usually I record my podcast around 9 or 10, or sometimes even 8. But I recorded kind of late today, but it's all good. Just getting things done. Of course, I wanted to get more done, but beggars can't really be choosers. Nah, that's not really good. That's not the correct term. Of course, I wish I got more done, but I actually got a lot done today. Where I was recording my fixing my recordings on my music, like lyrics, creating new lyrics, and also finish my old ones, like defining them and making them more finalized. But the problem was getting to the point where I liked the way the music sound. Because I have my first run down, but I don't have it consistently to where I know exactly what I want it to sound like or how it wants to sound like. So the process has just been me creating the lyrics that I haven't finished, and also finalizing, kind of not literally finalizing, but like making a final draft for how I want it to sound or how I feel like it should sound with my voice. And once I finish that, then I can show that to my Rise people, and they can help me finish that off, basically, in terms of like saying, okay, this is good enough, or like this is what you got, and then now we're gonna work on making it stronger, or maybe changing that up. We'll see. But literally I was just doing that, where it took me so long just to sit down as I'm recording, making it multiple recordings, because I never get it right the first time, and that's okay. It's just about a process of, it's a process of trial and error, and also understanding what works, what doesn't work, what do you like, what do you don't like, and how do you make that consistent, and how does that sound good on the mic, and how does that sound in your ear. So connecting it to when you record it to how you sound in person are like two different things, right? So trying to make that that connection, understanding that yes, what it sounds like in my head is what it sounds like when it's coming out into the microphone, into the recording. And if it doesn't sound right in the microphone, that's because it's not right. That's because I'm not doing it right. And even though it might sound wrong in my head, if it's not coming out right, then it's not right. So I had to connect it, my what it sounds like in my head to what it actually sounds like in the recording and what it comes out as. So just making that adjustment, making those fixes to where, okay, it sounds like this, and this is what it sounds like in my head. So because it sounds like this, and it sounds like this in my head, that is the correct way to do it in my head. So I should continue to do it like that in my head. Basically, that's the thought process, if you follow what I'm trying to explain. But yeah, just going through the motion of that, and it's taking me longer than I thought it would. And I finished, like, I literally wrote down these songs like in like a day or two. Like, I wrote down one song in a day and another song in like another day, but it wasn't like they were amazing and they were finished. But it was just like I got a first draft down, and now it's like trying to make a final draft, and it's definitely taking me longer than I should. And also because I was making these podcasts and creating content, like singing and dancing and practicing all these other things too. But I also gotta remember that I need to focus on my music, that I need to focus on my originals, that I can't just always be posting stuff because it won't drive my ship forward. Or it will drive the ship forward, but it won't be the main things that's gonna draw people, that I want to draw people in with. It's not that it's not the main thing, but it's just that at the end of the day, I want to perform my originals and sing and dance and show what I can do and what I can bring to the table. That's the most important number one goal for me at the moment. Of course, I do want to create more content like podcasts and sing dance videos and also interact with my audience more. It's not like I don't have any audience. It's not like I have an audience right now, but when I do have an audience and understanding what my audience would like to hear, see, or see from me and things, and just me interacting with everyone. But basically, me trying to understand all that and trying to prioritize, because of course there's a lot of things I want to do. I want to relax, I want to be comfortable, I want to eat, or I want to sing, I want to dance, I want to work out, I want to dance, I want to connect singing and dancing, I want to post videos, I want to make more content, I want to finish my originals, I want to make new originals, I want to make sure that I have good posture, or make a new design. I want to pick out an artist name. It all requires time, and I just need to prioritize what is important. And right now, what is important is for me to get a final draft on my originals. And if I can have a final draft on my originals, I can show my Rise people, and they can help me tighten it up. And also maybe just, hey, you know what, this is good enough. Let's try to work out something to where you can post it and share it and finally have it out there. Because my number one goal right now is to have something out there so I can show the world. Something out there so that I can say that that's mine, that's what I can do, and that's what I'm trying to do, and that's what I'm trying to bring to the table. Right now it doesn't really exist, but it is what I want to do. It's just that it's taking me longer than I feel like it should. Like, if anything, I feel like it shouldn't take me more than like 4 or 5 days, 3 days minimum, like 3 days if I'm really quick, 5 days if I'm really slow. But right now it's taking me like a week, like 7 days, 6 days, 8 days. It's like taking me too long, because not because I'm literally sitting there recording music, but because I'm trying to do too many things at once. Like, I'm trying to do the podcast, I'm trying to do the content creation, trying to sing and dance, and it's kind of also not helping me a lot. And also, of course, I gotta eat, I gotta rest, I gotta make sure I'm not comfortable, but I gotta make sure that I'm okay, that I'm not running it down, that I'm not just gas pedaling it all the way, because I can gas pedal it all the way, but that's not helpful in terms of like making this sustainable, making this for the long term. Because of course anybody can gas pedal it, and I can gas pedal it, but the thing about it is that once you do that, you gotta understand when you need to slow it down or like relax a little bit too. Because if you just keep running the engine really hard, either the engine's gonna break or you're going to run out of fuel. It's one of the two. Or maybe you'll reach your destination, but you don't know exactly how far that distance is. And if you gas pedal and you stop halfway through, well, you should have sustained it a little bit longer. Maybe be careful. So that's basically the thought process. I'm not saying that you can't gas pedal at all. I'm not saying that you can't go for it. It's just that at the moment, I don't want to gas pedal it too hard. But of course, I feel that things should be rolling a lot faster than they are right now. Like, I should have my final draft for my first originals already. Like, I should have my final draft already done, but I do not have them done. And so I need to like be serious about it and sit down and really record things and get more on top of things, because my 2 days of doing singing, dancing kind of put me back behind. Not because I couldn't organize, not because I couldn't sing and dance, and after I finished that, do my practice recording stuff like that, but because I also started realizing that I do get tired. Like, after dancing, I do get tired, or after singing and dancing, I kind of worn out my voice, because I'm like trying to doing the singing, but it's not exactly correct, but it's also not exactly proper, or like I'm doing it, but it's straining my voice. And then like when I go back to recording, it actually hinders me a lot, because I'm already worn out, and now I'm trying to sing my originals and trying to record the recording, and I'm not to the point where I can do that. back to back. So I definitely need to be more mindful of that, and I definitely need to fix something up to where I can have a schedule where it does work out, where I can do everything I need to do within a day. But right now it's kind of hard to do everything within a day. So I have to pick between, of course, podcasts I'm going to do every day, but I have to pick between my originals and posting singing, dancing content. I wish I could do both, but as it stands, I think it's kind of hard to do both, or I don't have the capacity to do both at this very moment. But in the future, I would like to, do both and make it consistent. But of course, I think that will be really difficult because that will put more strain on my voice, and also more put more on me, that I'm running on the schedule and I'm trying to get things out. But of course, it will be good to just to start pumping out content like that. But what will end up happening is just it'll end up definitely eating up my my energies, and also putting wear and tear on my body, basically. Not like literally wear and tear, but like just like slowly etching at my what I'm trying to do, which is not bad. That's like the negative, but the pros of it is that I'm getting content out, I'm practicing my singing and dancing, I'm getting my originals out, making more content. I'm literally kind of like pressing the gas a little bit so that I'm like pumping out things. But what I at the moment is that I am having a difficult time with making it so that after I finish singing and dancing, I post something. Maybe that takes me like 2 hours. Let's say I start at 12 and I finish at 2. And I record, and I posted it, and then it's 3 right now. I need to eat, then I eat. And it's like 4 or 4:30 or 5. And now maybe I'm sleepy. I go sleep 6, 7. And now it's 6, 7. Now I should work on my music. But what might end up happening is that I get a little lazy, or I start watching things because I'm like a little bit, I'm not pushing myself to do it. And then I end up watching things till like 10, 11. And now I'm like, I got to eat dinner. And I eat dinner, it's like 1 or 2. I'm like, okay, maybe I should just go instead. I should not work on my originals. I'll wake up for tomorrow. That's kind of how the game plan has been going. So if anything, I've been getting on myself today. Like today, I was like, I want to watch just a little bit longer, or I just want to watch them finish this match. But I was like, no, King, listen to me. All you have to do is just pull up your music and start playing it and listening to it. What can you correct? What can you do better? And start recording it. It doesn't have to be a perfect recording at the first time recording, but all you gotta do is just keep practicing, listening to it, what you can do better, and just slowly edge your way into making it better. So that's kind of the thought process I'm going through. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Let's go with that. I'm very chatty today. Yeah. But yeah, basically that's the thought process that I was going through. But enough of that a little bit. I know it might be a little bit too tiring for you to listen to all that stuff, but that's literally what was kind of running through my mind. So that I'm very excited about it, and I feel very good about it. Of course, but basically, a couple points I want to talk about is that the funny thing it is, like, my Instagram on my phone, I'm being restricted right now, kind of like to where I can't like things. I can't I can't like and I can't comment because they think I'm a robot or something. So like if I like, they're like, oh, we restrict certain activities to protect our communities. I'm like, what the heck? And then I look on Google, it's like, oh yeah, they do that. It's like an update thing, or it's like a new thing because they want to prevent like bots and stuff, or like prevent accounts from liking, like automatically liking things, to like things. Because I don't know, I guess that's a thing. Well, it is a thing, but it's like, but my account on my phone is like kind of like that now, where like I can't like things because it's restricted, and I can't comment because it's restricted. But if I go on my computer, I can like things through that. So I was like, okay, well, that's weird. Is it just my phone? So it's like whatever. Oh, makes me a little sad that I can't like things. I'm like, I like, and it's like restrict. I'm like, oh my god, what are we doing? So that's annoying. But yeah, and then the other thing was, there was a new band that I figured out. It was a Japanese kind of pop rock band. So that it's called Miss Green Apple, it's just like the first or second time I've kind of heard. I think I've heard of them before, but now is when I really listened to some of their pieces, and I really like it. Of course, they're pretty popular, or at least they're, not they're pretty popular, but they are popular just not popular. Like they just aren't known in the States. I'm pretty sure they're really well known in Japan, and of course they have openings for like animes and stuff. So they're doing well. It's just that this is the first time that I actually like heard about them and actually like, oh, like this is who they are and this is what they do. So that's really cool. I don't know how to say the two names of the songs, but I believe one of them was Dance Hall and the other one was, or from the same album, but basically those are the two songs that it was Dance Hall that got me into it, which was the reason why I heard about Dance Hall was because there's a Instagrammer or Instagram profile. She's a B girl, which is a breakdancing girl or breaker girl that does breaking stuff and videos, and she was B girl Coco, I believe that was her name. And she did a video of like her doing flips, breaking a little bit, or doing poses, and well, basically it was flips, and like kind of like gymnastics a little bit. And then but she did that song Dance Hall by Miss Green Apple. I was like, oh, that's actually a really cool song. And I was like, oh, that's really cool in the video. So now I like I go listen to the music. I was like, oh, that's really cool too. And now I have that music. That's kind of how that happened. But yeah, of course, there's another things I want. That's kind of it for talking about that. But there's yeah, I like her breaking, and also you don't. It's like, you don't see too many girl breakers, so it's really cool that you can see girl breakers that can do power moves and things like that. Well, now it's like a lot more, so it's really cool. But she's a really cool personality, and I just follow her stuff because I saw her videos about her breaking. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Anyways, space. Oh, I was watching some space stuff by Chris Hadfield. Sorry if I'm messing it up. But it pops up. Basically, it popped up into my. Yes, Chris Hadfield. It popped up into my YouTube feed, and I started watching some of his old astronaut clips, or space clips, where basically like he's like, oh, this is like spinach and water, or like, oh, this is chocolate cake, dessert time, coffee. I was like, oh, that's really cool. It's not like I'll ever be in space, but I was like, oh yeah, that's really cool. Okay, you get food, get grubs. How the space stations run. But that was like an old video. That's like 9 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago. So it's like an old video, but it still looks really good. And also it's like educational. It feeds my curiosity. It's like a minute or two, like a minute 30 or like 2 minutes. But it's fun. And then of course I watched him do his tech support or space support. It's that answer questions and things like that. But anyways, yeah. And then of course there are some other YouTube videos that were on my feed too about like this guy that was like stop motion food or stop motion stuff. It's like I'm doing an injustice here. Okay. He was doing stop motion with like with he was doing stop motion like videos of making stuff, or stop motion videos OMOZOC. So like stop motion was, I don't know, making things stop motion, like constructing something. I don't know how I can explain it. Okay, I suck. But I only really recently saw like his two videos. The first one was the one where he made like a wood crate. He made a little wood crate, and he made it look stop motion. He built it, but he made it look really simple and really easy, as if like he can use everyday tools and just like put it all together. Or like he cuts into the wood with like a knife, which is like not really possible, but it's stop motion, so it looks really interesting and really unique. That was really cool. And then the other one he did was like sushi, or he did sushi with like his clothing, or sushi with like his work stuff. So like a phone, shoe, tie, shirt. I was like, oh, that's really cool. That's actually really entertaining. I watched it for like yesterday and this morning. But that was in my newsfeed. I was like, oh, that's really cool. But anyways, now I'm just kind of rambling on about all that. But that's kind of like what I've been kind of watching in my newsfeed. And taking time away, I'm like, this is like 30 minutes, and I watched this whole 30 minutes. Or like I play in the background and I play my games. So yeah, Of course, I play a lot of Genshin Impact. I really enjoy League, but I don't really play like summoners. But I play ARAM and things like that. But I enjoy League for the fighting. I just enjoy it because of the trying to outplay your opponent, trying to play mind games, and trying to be as useful as you can be, and giving your best for the fight. Or trying to read opponents, trying to make split decisions, or going left or right, and being mindful, trying to be aware of the situation. So I just like that. It challenges my brain like that, where it challenges me to think about the whole thing, don't get tunnel vision, and think about how I can best contribute to the team, best way I can damage the opponent, and best way I can build my character or build my champion. So it's like there's a lot of things that's rolling, and my favorite thing about League is just that the fighting, and also that it challenges my brain in that sense, where I'm constantly thinking. I'm not thinking about, of course, I want to win, but I'm not thinking about, oh, I want to be the best, or I want to get the highest number. I'm thinking about how can I contribute the most to the team, and how can I make it so that I'll have the most impact. And what did the team just do? Trying to read their movements, what was it? Outplay them. So like trying to read their plays before they can trying to read their plays and make the play to and make the adjustment to counter that play. So there's I like that. It just challenges my brain in that sense. Not exactly. So I'm not like mechanically gifted. I'm not really amazing at the game. I'm just good enough to where, and I just like that challenges my brain in that sense, and that's why I enjoy playing League, or enjoy playing ARAM. Summoner is a lot more difficult because there's a lot more things to think about, to keep in mind, and also like I said, my mechanics aren't that amazing. My mechanics are good in the heat of the battle because I've been playing a lot of ARAM and I've been fighting in battle. But my mechanics in terms of like traveling places, knowing where to be, when to be, and understanding what is needed, what is not needed, what's meta, what isn't meta, and like how to best play my champion to output the best results. So there's a lot of things that goes on in summoners that I haven't learned, and I didn't really learn. I haven't learned for the longest time, and also that it takes a lot. But and also that I just don't really care about it, because I'm just like, no, just let me do my thing. I just enjoy playing. I just enjoy the fighting. I enjoy the mind games, and I enjoy trying to read my opponents and things like that. I don't really enjoy all the, because it's like ARAM is like 15-20 minutes, or like 15-20 minutes, 25 at most, 15-20 minutes, and summoners is like 30 minutes, sometimes 40 minutes, and even longer. Sometimes it's like 50 minutes. Those are the longest games, but it could be short too. It could be like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, but that's if like you're really throwing really hard and everybody gives up like 10-15 minutes. No, not 10 minutes, like 15 minutes, but 20 minutes. But it's more like average is probably like 25-30 minutes, and that's just too much of a commitment for me. But yeah, to where, and also like I really have a champion that I really want to play in mind anyways. They're like, oh, I'm gonna pick this champion, I'm gonna do this, do that. If I have mine out, then I wouldn't mind playing Summoner or playing one of the events. But I play ARAM because it's like, oh, you just pick a champion for me, and also so that I can best utilize that champion, and getting out of my comfort zone and playing different champions, and having an excuse like, oh, it's because I never played this champion. But yeah, anyway, that's why I play it. But what was happening was that I was watching, like, because I enjoy watching pro people play summoners, because when I watch them play, of course, it's really great to see their mechanics, and like, oh my god, that mechanic was so amazing. But also, it's also that to see their decision making, to see why they did this versus that, why they shot straight, why they shot, try to predict the movements, like trying to see what their decision making is, trying to understand, okay, why did they go there at this time, or why did they travel through here, or why did they go this way instead of that way, or why did they choose to prioritize tower instead of dragon, or why did they prioritize mid lane instead of bottom lane. So like trying to understand exactly why they do what they do. Of course, I could probably just look it up and things like that, but trying to see what's meta, what isn't meta. But what's interesting to see what they do at that very moment. Like, oh, this is how come they're here, how come they're there, and the decision making. Of course, their mechanics are amazing, so I like watching their mechanics too. But I also just enjoy picking apart. Oh, why are they there at that team fight, or why are they at that position during that team fight, or why are they hiding in the brush, or could that have been played differently, or they made that choice, that call at that moment, but would I have made that same choice, or would I have made that same call? And like comparing my answers with their answers. So it's basically like as I watch them play, I compare my answers to them. Like, ooh, if it was me, I probably wouldn't go there, or because I suck and I'm a scrub, and they're a pro, so I'm learning from them. Or like I'm watching them because it's very interesting to watch them work, and I'm just like, trying to compare my answers. Like, oh, how come you did this, or how can you do that, or I like that you did this route, or you got here and you got 2 kills. How come you went here, you went 2 kills, or outside of just being mechanically good, but also like you're following up on your jungler, or you're following up on mid lane, or how come you went here, how come you went there, you're clearing the jungle. Okay, I get that, because you're clearing, you're getting away with that. But how's it safe? How do you know that's safe? Or how do you make that call to fight or not to fight? Or how do you make that call to like, oh, let's see if we can like challenge the Baron, or challenge Dragon. So there's a lot of things that I'm like, oh, I want to compare answers. And it's just more like an internal thing. It's just like me going like, oh, it's challenging my brain, and I really like that. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, ooh, because if it was me, I don't know if I would do the same thing. So that's why I enjoy League, and that's why I enjoy watching pro people play, because it challenges my brain, because I get to think about it. I don't, of course, there's been times I just mindlessly play, and that's fun too. But I think at this level, at this age, and at this moment for me, for what League means to me, just means for me to keep my brain open, for me to think about everything, for me to see how everything is. It's kind of like outside of League 2, I like StarCraft 2. I enjoy Brew War 2, but I don't play Brew War. I played it when I was little, but as now that I'm older, it's not something that I want to play to get good, or I play it here and there for nostalgia, and also because it is fun, and it is childhood again. But I play StarCraft 2 because it's it's newer, and also that I don't have to be mechanically good. But I don't play against people. I just play against AI. I just kind of have fun with that, and also trying to do what pro people do, like, oh, build it at this time, or build it this time, do this timing attack, build these units, put this here. Because the fun part is just seeing if I can do it, and like try to like kind of like get a high PM, not exactly a high APM, but like just try to do everything that is needed of me, like a pro player would do, like trying to make everything optimal, and trying to like push myself to the limit, and just try to keep getting better. But of course, I'm just like not even good. It's just whatever. But I think that's still fun, and I enjoy watching pro people play. Like when I see pro people play their matches, or when I see them comment or commentators comment on games, or when I see like the tournaments, it's like so fun to just like, oh, how can they do that, or how can they do this, or if I was doing that, would I have done little things a little bit differently? So it's just like a very challenging thing. And also like when you're playing it yourself too, okay, you're like, okay, I gotta manage my workers, gotta manage my buildings, but I gotta manage my army, I gotta manage my scouts around the map, gotta manage micro and macro. Macro is like building up units, and like building production, like buildings to build more units, and also like mining to get resources. But micro is more like fighting, or like individually moving individual units around, so that they so that, because you point and click and they go there, straight there, but or they take routes to go there, that the quickest route for the AI. But micro is like when you're controlling it individually, like you're like, oh, making turn, and you're like giving it commands right away, and you're like micromanaging, like you're making adjustments, many adjustments. Like let's say you're fighting, then you're going up or you're going down, and that's basically what my micro is, and my macro, like I said, production, everything. But trying to just get to that level to where I can manage both of them, because I like that it's challenging my brain. I like that it's getting me going. And I'm just like, oh, I want to do this, do that, or this is very exciting, because I'm like, oh, I almost got it. Or like, oh, okay, I'm microing my units. Oh, don't forget about my macro. I gotta make sure I'm spending my resources. Gotta make sure that I'm expanding. Gotta make sure that I'm building my production. Gotta make sure that I'm queuing in my units. But then I'm like, oh no, I gotta remember my units, because I'm gonna fight their team. I'm gonna fight their units, and there's I'm gonna attack their production, so I gotta my micro that, and then oh no, I gotta go back and macro really quick, and then go back. And it's very fun to just go back and forth like that. And I know we're almost out of time. We're like, I had a lot to talk about today, but because I'm very excited about that and just everything. But yeah, that was so fun. So I just like enjoy that challenge in my brain. I'm just like, oh, trying to be the top level. I know that I'm not amazing at it, and I know that I won't ever really I could probably try to be good, but if anything, I won't even reach like top 50 GM, like Grandmaster. That's like the highest level of StarCraft. Like I can't reach top 50. The best I can work for is probably like top 100 or top 150, at Grandmaster. But that's amazing. That's great, but that's not even amazing for like tournament. For a tournament, you gotta be at least top 50. Not even that too. Tournaments, you gotta be top 25. You have to be top 25 because if you're not top 25, then you're basically nothing. Because in the Grandmaster rank, there is levels to Grandmaster too. The very top is of course the top. Like top 10, that's like pro level. That's pro people. But that depends on what region you're into. It's more like top 5 or top 8 is like pro level. But then like top 15, that's more like, all right, like from 15 to 8, that's like, okay, they're getting there. And then from like 25 to 15, those are like the people that are not amazing. Like they're amazing, but they will never really win in any tournament. They will never really realistically beat anybody who's an actual pro player who's actually top tier. So yeah. So I'm kind of like talking about a lot, but basically, I don't think I'll ever get there. But it is fun to push my limits, and it is fun to challenge my brain in that sense. And it is fun because it uses up my brain energy. Because I'm just like, I like to think about all that, or I like to try to push my brain to the limit. I like to consider all that, and I like that it challenges my brain, and it works my brain like that, and it makes me feel really satisfied because I'm like, oh, I could have done better, or oh, I did the best I could, or oh, there was points where I feel like I'm going my brain power. So like, how you're working out and you're getting stronger. It's like when I do that, I feel like I'm being able to process more things at once, or I'm being able to calculate more often, or it's challenging my brain more. Anyways, I'm basically out of time, but hopefully you enjoyed today's podcast. I know it's a little bit different. I have a lot of different energy, and there's a lot going through my mind, but hopefully that has been nice for you, and hopefully you can tune in for next episode, and maybe it'll be the same energy, maybe it'll be different energy, maybe I can talk about something that's actually going on. Thank you for listening, and I'll catch you some other time. All right, I'll catch you tomorrow. All right, I'll see ya. Deuces.